What would you do if you won the lottery? Story 1. Don't tell anyone. Take my dog to the vet for surgery to get the mass over her heart removed, help my parents, get everything fixed on my car, take care of other things, get a trust, invest, buy gold. Story 2. Mostly travel in luxury around the world, meeting new cultures and people and getting a better understanding of the world I actually live in, and enrolling in open universities and courses whilst I do so. I always wanted to do a physics degree and hopefully specialize and actually be able to contribute in a positive way to it one day. Depending on how much I won, I would also like to dedicate some time and funds to build orphanages and set up charities to help those who really need it. Story 3 depends how much. I actually have 3 plans in place for winnings of any significance. Up to $1 million, pay all outstanding debts as covered, house if able, majority into investment account, buy a round for my mates, take the GF on a nice vacation, telling people it was a nice windfall but just paid the bills and vacation. Up to $10 million, see #1, but also hire wealth advisor, still not telling anyone anything besides #1. $10M plus, hiring a lawyer and incorporating a business prior to collecting ticket, trading ticket for shares of company cashes ticket, still telling no one. I now work for XYZ Corp as a consultant. Actions in #1 will happen, but with different source of funding. Now it's just that I got a good raise by joining this company. Set up trusts for kids. Company handles all money. I just have an expense account and paycheck. Story 4. Get my mom the best healthcare possible for what she's going through. Buy a bunch of plant starts for my permaculture stuff and build a bigger greenhouse. Get my dog some sweet stairs for the beds and recarpet the house. Then bank that money and live on interest. Also send a bunch of money to wildlife preservation, fund some queer or female burgeoning regenerative farmers, and send money to animal rescue folks, Asher House and the like. Story 5. I'd do nothing at first. I'd be waiting for the shock to wear off and not give myself a heart attack. Once I knew it was real, law firm, one of the big names, partner only, for all the attorney-client privilege, no one else's business, get everything set up properly. Accountant, someone to deal with the taxes. Buy a house. Good security alarm system installed, adopt a few cats, get my teeth really fixed instead of piecemeal, other medical issues I've put off get dealt with, bills obviously get paid off, and then live as anonymously as humanly possible, even if it meant changing my name or a bit of plastic surgery to not look quite like me, though really, I'm fairly invisible as it is, have no family to come looking for me, very few real friends, and they don't live anywhere nearby. Story 6. Make sure me and my family are set up for success and probably give the rest away. Money is the root of all evil. I'm just here to buy a modest house so I can afford property taxes with a regular job and get a car that won't break down every few months. Maybe put $50K in a savings account for emergencies. Get our homestead running so we can be self-sufficient if SHTF. Then give the rest away. Hoarding money just doesn't sit right with me when so many people need help. Story 7 depends on how much. First, no matter what, call and find a trustworthy accountant. If it was 20 mil plus, I would buy land to build a few houses and some outbuildings on. If it was only a couple mil, I would just fix up my current house, buy my friend a new car and a house for her. Travel. I would probably be out of my home country more than I would be in it. LASIK, I hate having to wear glasses. Story 8. I would still work, invest, retire, and live off the interest. Probably travel a lot. I want to see the world. All the customs and traditions that have been around for the last 5,000 years. But the problem is I don't even play. Feel it's a waste of money. I could put that $12 into a CD every week or whatever the time period is and earn 5%. Story 9. Post job postings for 3 gaming wingmen. Here's the stats of the job. You are required to play whatever video games I want you to play for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. If the games are multiplayer, you're playing alongside me. Console is provided along with whatever games I want to play. You are expected to play to the best of your ability. Intentional sabotage or passive-aggressive sulking are considered dereliction of job duties. Pay is $91/HR, roughly $100, 000 YR. Health benefits are included. 1 month of paid vacation time, 1 year of paid maternity-paternity leave, 1 month paid sick days, separate from paid vacation. Contract is signed on a year-to-year basis. Story 10. I'd get some people unalived first of all. Then, when people start fearing me, I'd start buying politicians. And then under legal immunity, I'll get into all kinds of illegal activities such as drugs, guns, kidnappings, and extortion. From there on, it'll be a smooth ride to the top of the criminal mafia. Story 11, tell no one. Set up a meeting with a financial planner and a lawyer. Set aside a certain amount to give my kids and my brother. Put a large chunk in an annuity to set up monthly payments. Buy vacation homes/apartments around the world. Randomly do nice things. Here, local school, here's $10,000 for field trips this year. Here, random family at the Ren Fair. Here's $200 to spend on vendors. Story 12, buy a house. Pay off my parents' house, put 95% of it in the bank, then take the next year and a half to learn as much about investing as I can. Then start investing about 90% of that money for 5% yearly returns. Set aside a 5-10-year emergency fund. Use the yearly 5% returns to live off of and fund my charities, including no-kill dog shelters. Story 13. I'll be the boring one, but invest them. Winning the lottery doesn't resolve your life. First, you pay a lot in taxes by winning, so is not that much as the price says. But the reason I would invest them in the bank is because I'm in a point of my life where I don't care all those luxuries I saw on MTV Cribs. I just want a peaceful life with a lot of free time. So I wouldn't invest them in some business. Already have one and a good career. I will put them in the bank. Yes, the worst investment, but the easiest. It will give me the less for my money that any other investment could, but it will give just what I need to don't have to work any other day of my life. 6 million pesos MXN. That's what I need in the bank to get 6,000 monthly. For people on the USA, that's not much, but here I can afford a good car, afford a good house, eat on nice restaurants, hobbies, normal hobbies like going to the gym with proper diet, no collecting cars, and some thousands even for savings that can take me to really expensive vacations. Story 14. I would purchase a nice little 2-bedroom house with a tin roof and a reliable vehicle. Finally travel and do some bucket list items. After that, I'd spend my time creating a better life for the less fortunate and people who have fallen on hardship and the disabled. After spending some time on the streets, I met so many genuine loving souls who deserve real help. I don't need yacht club memberships and million-dollar condos. Seeing others smile and watching the burden lift from their eyes is the real grand prize for me. If money can make that happen, then that's cool. Story 15. If I won the lottery, I would buy a small 322 house, a new car, pay off all my debts, and take care of things I haven't been able to due to lack of money for too long. I would finally get to address issues with my aging teeth and would get full dental implants so I can eat normal again. I would purchase health insurance and address my health issues since I have not been able to see a doctor for years. I would still have my elderly mom with Alzheimer's dementia live with me. However, I would hire a nurse aide to help her out at home so she's getting the proper care by someone who knows how to handle dementia patients, and she can live out the rest of her few years with family, not in an institution. I would have a financial advisor to help me make the most of my winnings to last the rest of my life. I would help my adult children and grandchild with the extra things they need to help make their lives better and more fulfilling. We can all dream right. Story 16. Put the majority of the money away and live off the interest. Mega Millions is 792 mil and would leave you with $311,192,640 after tax, not including state tax, since that is dependent. So you may have to pay more, but assume not for this. I'd put away about 240 mil and spend the rest on some homes and cars and things for those homes, etc. That conservatively is 7% return in the marketplace. So 16.8 mil is only take half, so 8.4 mil, just assume you pay a 25% capital gains rate, which is pretty generic and will be different, of course, depending on how it is all liquidated there. So 6.3 million is what you get to spend every year. Assume you have to pay someone to manage it, and you want to outgrow inflation, so that is why you take half, and let the rest stay in to grow, by the way. They can take their fee out of that half of the growth, even if they are a 1% fee type of place, since they is still 3.5%. And you'll get 2.5% growth with inflation, normally around 2%. Also, hopefully you will do better than that. And also, hopefully you don't have percentage fees for managing the money, but that much money you might have no other choice. Do this, and you won't end up broke like many others. Story 17, get a bunch of takeout to celebrate. Get a lawyer or financial advisor or accountant or whatever to be sure I know what I want to do is actually a good idea. Put all but a few thousand into savings with interest. I just think it'd be nice to have a few thousand in spending for a little bit. In a few years when I move out, buy a decent apartment in the city. Decorate it exactly how I want. Depending on how much the lottery winnings are given, I'll probably be out a few million now. Keep maybe $1 million for savings and donate the rest. If what's left is under $1 million, I'll keep half and donate half. Story 18. Buy some Cadillacs for family, couple houses, restore a suite on the Queen Mary, and set up a $10 million trust for ship maintenance and personnel. Rent said suite on an annual basis. Buy my one smaller boat, something 60, 80, maybe two. One for toys. Fund a local kids club my wife has worked with for decades. See about buying back the local radio station and making it local like it should be. Story 19. If I lived in a state that allowed anonymity, I'd claim it immediately. Here in Florida, there's no anonymity, so I'd see a lawyer, claim the winnings in a trust account so my name stays out of the public. I'm not a flashy guy, don't need a lot. I'd buy a new practical vehicle, nothing insane or eye-catching. A small, fixer-upper single-family home, occupy free time with home projects. Keep $100K or so in checking for expenses and emergencies. Have a decent amount in savings and invest the rest. Story 20. Spend it as fast as possible on rental properties or whatever else builds generational wealth inside a company that everyone in my family has an equal share salary. There would be rules that would be established by the family and have a third-party arbiter for any issues. I would make it very public that I already spent all the money and that there is nothing left from the jackpot. For my family, rules that I would like to suggest would be A, that your significant other gets a percentage every few years until it's 50-50. Nieces and nephews automatically get equal shares of their parents' share, but don't get access to the accounts until 30 years old. This includes me, who is younger than 30. C, everything can be discussed in a quarterly meeting of eligible family members. The 66% majority can change items. Story 21. Lawyer and law firm under contract. Banker, all that shit. Create trusts in most generic name. Create LLCs that protect privacy. Have lawyer banker claim the money using most generic trusts. Get money put into trusts and transferred to my private LLC. Pay everyone a large retainer to ensure total privacy and privileges. Hire private security. Pay well. Set up trusts for certain family members. Put money into investment trusts to make life easier on college. Set up trusts to allow them to have a better life, but include protections from the outside and from themselves. Set up NDAs for anyone who might be receiving funds. You break the NDA, you lose access to those trusts. Your call. Leave just F at seeking leave. Rent a home/estate/penthouse for a month with my wife and decide on any other goals, needs, wants. Tell no one where we went. Blow some of it. Eat some good food, pay off my parents/in-laws mortgage. Don't forget the NDAs if required. Buy an Audi RS6, big comfy fast wagon, more will come later. Story 22. There's about 10% of my job that I really enjoy. It's also the part of my job that only I do. I'd talk to my boss about just doing that, part-time. I'd have a new car, probably a new house, definitely a housekeeper, nutritionist, personal trainer, lawn service. I'd be talking to banks that specialize in wealth management and get both of our parents some full-time staff. They're elderly and really need it. Siblings would probably get some cash with trusts for all the kids. Story 23. If it was a big win, I would first of all give all my family members some money and make sure my mom, dad, and brothers were able to buy a house/go to uni in the future. Then I'd buy myself a house and land, which I would rewild, and live comfortably. I would also donate to charities because it annoys me how much good millionaires could do, but don't. Story 24. I like my job and think I make a positive impact in the world. I like having a low environmental impact and limiting my consumption. I like my neighbors. So honestly, I think I would just have a different number on an online bank/brokerage platform. My medium and long-term goals would probably shift, but not in a way people would notice. Story 25 first. Order a Lamborghini Huracan to shop properties in style and because it's my dream car. Second, buy my mom anything she wants and the life she deserves for working hard for me. I promise to give her a good life before she gets old. Third, buy a nice solid house. Fourth, buy properties and apartments to invest in them. Fifth, get a business management degree so I know how to handle money and invest in businesses properly. Sixth, put the rest on investments so I can live work-free. Story 26. Do not tell anyone. Take a photo of the ticket, front and back. Find and call a true lottery lawyer. Not that Jason guy on YouTube he got caught swindling. Or call a lawyer you trust. Tell family, wife and kids plus parents, in case your wife tries any funny business. Sign ticket. Ask lawyer to claim under LLC and based on your state laws, should you sign it or does the registered agent from the entity sign it? Now that you have signed it, immediately write a small on-paper quick will and state that you family gets the right to claim on production of your death certificate. If you don't do this, The signed ticket you may have a hard time claiming, and it may fall back into the state. Have your wife and adult kids act as witness if needed, and have your parents there as well if they are alive. They also can act as witness to the small, quick will. Don't quit your job or your spouse's job. Call in sick. Finalize things with lawyer. Fees, claim process, next steps, etc. Also, under no circumstances, do not tell lawyer where the ticket is. Open a safe deposit box if you don't have one and put the ticket in there, till you're ready to take it over to the state office to make the claim. When you're ready to claim, drive slowly to the state office. Decide with your family if you want to claim as you, a registered agent or wearing a mask, allowed in some states, or your lawyer claims on your behalf. Don't tell anyone you are going. Got the money? Now relax. Take it in. Literally just relax for weeks, for a few months. Get fit, eat healthy, start daily meditation to clear your mind and relieve years of stress so you can live to enjoy your money. No one should still know about your money except your immediate family. Can't emphasize this enough. Now get with an attorney to come to you and write out your full and final will in case something happens to you alone, or you plus spouse, or full family. Think of all the scenarios, and then if all of you die, can happen, plane crash on your first family vacay, then decide who gets your money and all assets, family, charity, spell it out clearly, and put one copy in safe deposit box you originally opened, one with your trusted lawyer, and one in your home office cabinet. Get your life in order, pay off your bills, clean it all up, apply for American Express Black Card, open new bank accounts at various large banks, Chase, BOA, Wells Fargo, etc. Keep majority money in the large banks split up in various ways, and then smaller amounts in credit unions and smaller banks, hometown banks. If you've never managed money before, do not think even for 1 minute that you can do this on your own. Get a financial advisor. Fiduciary. You can buy your family a nice house or car if that's your dream. Stop there. Enjoy that for now. Move slowly and take time to enjoy all your materialistic purchases. Even the cheap Rolex you buy should be enjoyed for as long as possible. Otherwise, you're digging your own hole. Still, do not tell shitty extended family. Still, no. Long-lost aunts and cousins will come out of the woods and say all kinds of things. You owe them money. I'll sue you. They bought the ticket with you, everything, and everyone will come after your money. Keep a low profile. Folk, money loses its value once you know you can buy anything. Buying a pack of gum is nothing for a person making $100,000 a year, but that same pack of gum has a lot of value to a person making $10,000 a year. Similarly, when you have $500 million, money loses value, so take care of it and enjoy every purchase. As a side note, if you win the lottery and you find this list helpful, DM me and help a brother out. Story 27. I would quit my fucking job, go home, and play some fucking Apex Legends. I'd fix my Trans Am, pay off my parents' house, get a house with my girlfriend that had a basement so I could put a pool table, and then me and my boys would be chillin' every single night. I'd probably just pay for all of us to just gym shoot pool and play video games the rest of our lives. In the long-term sense, I'd probably finally have the free time to build my brand like I've always wanted to. Maybe do something like that. I'd also pay whatever needed to be paid to open up my girl a dispensary. Man, I'm getting too lost in this fantasy. I'm gonna be grinding forever. Story 28. Okay. I buy a ton of land in Mississippi. Cheapest and flattest land, warm, and everyone hates it and tries to leave it. I can get several thousand acres for the cheapest in the US. It's pure sandbox mode. I design and build my own castle, but a wooden and ancient rustic one with huge domes and crystal skylights that glow iridescent. The gigantic and spacious inside has living trees built into it. The living tree somehow works as the kitchen counters and also as the bed frame and coffee tables. With enough money, you can figure out anything. Create my own lake out there with 3-story jungle gym built into it. Rope swings, slides, a blob, floating picnic tables, and 7 bonfire rings around the beach of the lake, each 14 feet in diameter. There is just one shady and sandy island in the middle of the lake, a small little chunk of a botanical oasis. It is the full-service bar. There are also a few smaller guest castles for all my friends and family. They come live for a month or 2 or several years, I don't care. I have so much land, it'll only them when I want to. We barbecue in giant pits every night and blow shit up like bowling balls. I have several other shit-topias all around the world. I'm off to my desert palace now, somewhere in bumfuck Nevada where nobody else lives for miles. I have a secret underground nightclub in Nebraska. 1 million acres of South Dakota is a refuge for wild horses. And also, I have inadvertently developed my own cult that lives there and takes care of all dogs and cats and all the animals. It's the nicest cult you've ever seen. I take as much land for as little cost as possible to own as much as earth as I can. I build a few small orphanages and animal shelters, each with their own ponds and blobs and rope swings, and we all eat barbecue and ride horses and help each other, and also we are nice to each other. Story 1.